Are you thinking of getting a new smartphone in Africa? Are you on a budget, or you're just searching for that top-notch device as your daily driver? Or maybe you're just having a hard time deciding the best smartphone you could get in Africa? Then you really need to watch this video. Africa has one of the fastest growing smartphone markets in the world, and every smartphone brand wants a piece of that profit. In this video, in no particular order, we've compiled a list of the top smartphone brands making rounds in the African market, and also what their latest killer flagship smartphones device has to offer. Coming up first on the list is the Tecno mobile company. Tecno is a Chinese mobile phone manufacturer based in Hong Kong and also a subsidiary of the Transsion Holding Company. Tecno was established in the year 2006 when it did business in the Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The company stopped doing business in Asia to exclusively focus on Africa after recording a huge sales in the African market. They decided to put all focus into the African smartphone market as it saw that Africa had the most lucrative market at that time. In the year 2016, Tecno launched the best camera smartphone in Africa, the Canon series, which had a crazy record of over 5 million handset sales globally at that time of the release, followed up by the Phantom 6 and the Phantom 6 Plus that same year. Fast forward to the year 2020, Tecno did it again with the launch of the much anticipated Tecno Camon 15 and the Camon 15 Pro. The Camon 15 Pro is packed with a crispy 6.6-inch IPS LCD display coupled with a 6GB of RAM and a 128GB of internal storage with a dedicated SD card slot. It also has a huge 4000 mAh battery capacity that has an outstanding battery life. The main highlight of the Camon 15 Pro is its camera, housing a 48 megapixel rear-facing camera and a motorized pop-up 32 megapixel selfie camera. Samsung Mobile has been in Africa for as long as time can tell. Remember when we had those small handsets with the flips and the pointy antenna poles? Yeah, Samsung ruled that era, but not for long. The South Korean company was the number one contender in the African market, which was later lost to the Transsion Holding Company. At that time, the Transsion Holding Company, Tecno, Itel, and Infinix were flooding the smartphone market with cheap and affordable smart Android devices with some really cool specs. Samsung Mobile recorded a great drop in sales during that period, but they still maintained operations in Africa as they targeted the wealthy class of smartphone users. Not long after, they launched their mid-range devices as a strategy to get back into the scene in Africa, but failed at the attempt as their mid-range smartphone device were still a little bit too pricey, and the specifications of this device were no match as to what the Chinese company were putting out into the market. The Samsung Mobile took the African market by surprise in the first half of 2019 with its launch of the lower mid-range Samsung Galaxy A series devices.
Awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life.
I wouldn't use the word cheap to describe the 2019 A series, but they were very much affordable and currently dubbed as the advanced mid-range smartphone devices. The latest flagship device from Samsung is the S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20 Ultra. The three devices ships out with a 6.2, a 6.7, and a 6.9-inch Quad HD Plus dynamic AMOLED display with the latest Android 10 OS and the Samsung One UI. All three devices runs on the Snapdragon 865 processor with 12GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. A 12 megapixel ultra-wide third rear cam, while the S20 and the S20 Plus both have a 64 megapixel telephoto 3x hybrid optic zoom second rear camera and also a 12 megapixel wide first rear camera. on the S20 Ultra, having a heavy 108 megapixel wide first rear camera and a 48 megapixel telephoto 10x hybrid optic zoom is just massive. While Huawei dominates Africa's telecom networking market, its share of the booming smartphone market has always lagged behind other Chinese competitors like the Transsion, who controls more than 50% of the African market. The Huawei mobile company may be the latest casualty in the trade war between the United States and China, causing huge falls in Huawei smartphone market shares in Africa. Analysts said the move made by Washington to place Huawei and its affiliates on the US Commerce Department Entity List might have hurt sales in the market it entered 21 years ago.
The United States has also been very clear with our security partners on the threat posed by Huawei.
Huawei trade war worsened when Google fell in line with the US government by restricting the phone maker from using its versions of the Android operating system. Huawei recently released their latest flagship device dubbed the Huawei P40 and the P40 Pro. Housing a 6.1 OLED display, a 50 megapixel, 8 megapixel and a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle rear cameras, a 32 megapixel selfie camera, the device runs on Android 10 with Kirin 990 chipset with 6GB of RAM, 1 to 8 GB of internal storage, all powered by 3800 mAh battery. The P40 supports the latest 5G communication, a Type-C USB connector, and an in-display fingerprint sensor. The Infinix mobile company, just like Tecno Mobile, is also a subsidiary of the Transsion Holding Company founded in the year 2013. Infinix mobile phones are manufactured in France, Bangladesh, Korea, Hong Kong, China, and India. The Infinix phones are available in Asia and in about 30 countries, including the Middle East and Africa. In the year 2017, Infinix gained market shares in Egypt, rising to third place after Samsung and Huawei. Infinix Mobile has released a good number of smartphones through their stay in Africa. Popularly known for their Hot and Zero series, the companies were able to rake up good digits of sales. For their latest flagship device, the Infinix Note 7, it comes with a 6.95 IPS LCD display running on Android 10 XOS 6.0 Infinix UI. It also comes with a MediaTek Helio G70 chipset. Different variations of the huge RAMs and ROM storage for different price tag. After years of development, Itel has expanded its presence in around 50 emerging markets globally. Itel was recently ranked 17th by the African Business Magazine in the year 2018 and 2019 top 100 most admired brands in Africa. Itel making this list with their latest flagship device, the Itel Vision One. The device comes in a stylish design, almost looking like the iPhone 11 Pro from the rear. The device also has a 6-inch HD Plus IPS water drop display, an 8 megapixel AI dual rear camera, a 5 megapixel selfie camera, a 4000 mAh of battery capacity, 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of ROM storage. That's it guys, now you know a little bit more about the top smartphone brands in Africa. Thanks for watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like this video. It's your boy, over and out.